What is going on? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be tackling the trailer bearings on the boat. I've got the cowboy hat on because it's bloody hot out here today. Now I don't know what the condition is of these wheel bearings, so we're going to find out together and put some freshies in. So let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into this video. First up, we need to remove the hub from the spindle. So that's jacking up your wheel. Once it's off the floor, we can check to see if we have any movement left to right. Now there's a tiny bit of left to right movement there. Your bearing's starting to give way. Now we can take the nuts off depending on how heavy your tire is, but we're going to leave it on anyway. We're going to have a hammer, smash off this cap. Oh, look at that. Well, there you go. That is a gross looking bearing. Just by the look of it, it looks like there's a bunch of corrosion in there. That's not good at all. Anyway, hopefully it's not as bad as the top piece. Once we've taken off that dust cap, it's then removing the split pin so we can then undo the crown nut. Get yourself a crescent and just undo this nut. Once that nut's done, you will have a washer here. Right there, that's what we want. I'd say get yourself a screwdriver because it's a bit easier to ply it out. Looks like there's a little bit of good grease there. When it goes all brown and pooey, you know you've got a bit of water going inside. This is ready to come out, so I'll give this a bit of a wiggle. Oh, it should come out. Oh, Jesus. Might have to just give it a hit from behind with a hammer, but that should be coming out fairly simple. Now this usually doesn't happen. The hub should be releasing from the spindle, but obviously the bearing's stuck, so we have to hit it out. Oh my God. Well guys, if you've got a cooked bearing, keep watching. Got him. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Let's have a look. Yeah, they look cooked. Well, I'm glad I'm changing these guys, I'll tell you that right now. Oh my God. I'm hoping that it hasn't. Doesn't look too bad. You know what's crazy? Is that this trailer's only 2 years old. Doesn't look like the axle's damaged, which is good. So I'll get rid of all that disgusting grease and we'll pack it with some new stuff. But first, we've got to grab those bearings and bring them to the shop. This is going to get messy real quick. Now that we've had the hub off the spindle, we have to remove the old race and the old bearings. There we go. Look how disgusting that grease is, boy. Alright, so that should have pumped out now. There we go. Rear bearing is out. Alright, let's go take them to the store. And I might go get a bunch of rags as well. Been to Repco, got ourselves some brand new bearings. They're the Holden hubs, some degreaser, as well as some high temperature grease. Install that new seal that just sits up on that little lip, just like that, and that there is actually supposed to stop any water coming into your bearing. Now if you see with this new one, the bearing sits in this little carrier. This is the carrier that we need to remove so we can replace it with the new one. So it's sort of on a taper. That is where your new bearing sits in. So we'll spin this around and we'll basically belt it out so we can put the new one in. As you're watching it now, I am removing the outer bearing carrier. It's the exact same process when you're removing the inner bearing carrier. I don't know if you can see in there. That's the old one out. You can see where it sort of seats inside the hub. That's where the new one's going to go. Take the new one out and sit this one inside. The most tedious part of the bearing change There are special tools out there to get that carrier in the seating position, but I'm using a block of wood to get it flush with the hub, and then using the old bearing stacked on top of each other to knock it down where it needs to go. Okay, that's now seated beautifully. These are our new bearings that we're going to be running today. Let's get straight into it. Big dollop of grease onto the hand, just like so. Okay, yes, it is messy and you can use gloves. And then what we're going to do is grab our bearing and just gently push the grease into that little gap between the inner and outer. And we're going to basically pack those wheel bearings until the top is pushing out with grease. So if you keep going like this, you can just see up on the top there, the grease is just starting to peek through. That means that you've got enough grease passing through those bearings. And all you want to do is just turn it and repeat the process, making sure we have grease passing through the whole bearing. Now, it is a bit of a tedious job, I know, but you get this right and your bearings will last. That has got plenty of grease in it. This one here, the bigger one, sits in there just like that. We might as well do the front. Once those bearings are all greased up and put into position, it's now installing the new race onto the back of the hub, so then we can install it onto the spindle. All right, let's tighten that bad boy up. Because they're brand new bearings, we do need to put a bit of load on them. So I tighten them up pretty firmly and then back it off ever so slightly, so we can then install the new split pin through the crown nut. So let's put that one back on there. Give it a hit. And guys, that is how we install a brand new bearing onto the trailer.